What's up, everybody? Tiffany Outdoors here. Today I want to give you guys an update on my mealworm breeding farm. There's the hawk. Before there was a Tiffany Outdoors, there was Tiffany the farmer.
On a U-turn when possible.
No, we're not U-turning.
Hi. Hi, what are you doing? Hi, Boo. What?
So I was getting ready to go through my mealworms like I do every day or every other day. And I thought maybe it's time to give you guys an update on how I keep this thing going. Alright, first let's go over there. Okay, let me show you guys. First thing I want to talk about is this right here, which is a 3-drawer, one of those 3-drawer plastic container things. And the top one is the same thing, just a much smaller version. I actually started off with this one, and then my mealworm farm very quickly outgrew this one, so then I had to go and get this one that I had before. And I have another one that's really super wide, but I just don't have room for it in here, so I'm gonna stick with this one. And I got these 2 drawers. Okay, before I get into all of that, let's go to this one right here at the top. The very top drawer is where I have my pupa and the mealworms that are going into the next phase, which is turning into the pupa. So first thing I want to do is go to this top drawer here and pull out all of my pupa. And I'll be talking the whole while and tell you guys all about this thing here. Alright, see all these mealworms, they look like they're dead. They're not dead. They're getting ready to turn into, let me get this, these little things right here. Those little pale looking things, that one there, those 2 there, that there. Those are the pupa. Now the next stage, it'll turn into a beetle. So what'll happen is if I left these in, the pupa in with the regular mealworms, the ones that are still active, the pupa would be eaten. The mealworms and the beetles love these things. They will eat them. They're full of protein. They will gobble them up. So I separate them to get a higher amount of beetles. So I don't touch anything with my bare hands. There's a lot of people that breed mealworms or deal with mealworms a lot. They eventually become allergic to them, so I try not to touch them with my bare hands. Besides, it creeps me out. So what I do is I use this little plastic spoon, and I got a little container here. I started, you see I got 2 in there. I started collecting the pupa. So I take the pupa, and when they get to this stage, I actually take them all out of here. I'm going to count how many I get. Let's see, I got 5. And I do this every day. Every day. That's 7, 8. See how many people I got in here today. 10, 11, 12. There's 13, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, there's 24, Okay, y'all, I ain't gonna bore you with this. I'm gonna pull them all out and then I'll tell you how many I got. I got 50 pupa today. So I'll put them all in there. And for now, I'm gonna close this drawer and go to the next drawer down, which I have some worms in here. And once these worms are all gone, I'm going to not be using this smaller one anymore. So what I do is I go in and, okay, there's a couple that are, after a while, you will get, if you decide to do something like this, you will pick up and get an eye for this. You see how this worm right here is laying on its side? I'm going to take that one out because it is getting ready to move into the next phase to become pupa, and if it turns into a pupa in there, it's going to get eaten. So I'm going to pull it out and put them in the top drawer. Oh my gosh, the pupa are going crazy in that thing. Y'all, talk about being grossed out. I know, I have tarantulas, but that right there, it really grosses me out. It really does. They all start freaking out when they touch each other like that, and I need to actually get them out of there. But anyway, back to here. I got some crawling around there. Start to pick it up. Now, see this one right here? It's like belly up. I know a lot of people might think they're dead, but they're not. They're just getting ready to move on to the next phase to become pupa, and then they will breed and make you more mealworms. And look, there's another one there. You can tell because it's on its side. So I try and pick these guys up as gently and quietly as possible, and then I put them in the top drawer, and I try and set them down very softly and gently. I try not to stir them up. I really don't want them crawling around. I want them to stay sleeping in their vegetative state. And I just go through and pull them out one by one. And this drawer is a much smaller drawer. I've got one that I'll pull out in a minute, and I'll show you guys how successful and how well this 3-bin system works. They're just all freaking out in there, bless their little hearts. They're just scared, that's all. And sometimes I can't tell if they're in that next phase or not, so I'll dig them out in the corner and I'll put them like in the middle somewhere. See how this one's crawling off? So I know that one's not getting ready to get into the sleeping phase. Now this one might be on its way. It's a little bit more sluggish. It's not really moving that fast. I'm not going to pull it out just yet. I prefer to pull them out when they're laying on their side or if they're belly up. See, and this one is already burying itself. If it buries itself like that, you know it's not ready. And here's, look at this pale one right here. This one just molted. If you have baby tarantulas or one with an injured fang or something, these right here are really good to feed because they're soft still. That one just shed. It shed its skin, so that one's still nice and soft. Alright, let's go down to the third drawer in this mini 3-drawer system. Alright, so the first drawer, I have the sleeping worms. The second drawer is worms that were in there from before, previously. And then this bottom drawer is where I keep all the pupa, and these guys are the ones that's going to turn into beetles. Now, because I have 2 of these, I'm getting ready to phase this one out breeding and put them in this larger one. So any beetles in here, I go down here in my top drawer, the beetles breed. the eggs will fall through into the next bin. Well, for the most part, most of them will go through, some will not. And then you'll have worms here. And this third drawer is my secondary drawer for even more worms. Now that bottom drawer there is chock full of worms, and this one here is my new bin getting ready to start more worms. But I need to take the beetles out of here and put them in this drawer here first. And anytime I open up the beetle drawer, because of the way this is made, there's a screen in the bottom of this. I open up the second drawer too, so that my eggs and whatever could be falling through won't fall through on my floor. It'll actually go into the bin where I want to keep it at. Alright, first thing I want to do is when I get to the beetle bin, first thing I do is I start looking for mealworms that have not fallen through. And there are some in here. I see one right there. So I'm going to take my tweezers and pick that guy up before it runs away. There's actually two there. So any mealworms I find in here, I'll try not to get any beetles. But anyway, any mealworms I find in here, I take them out and put them in the drawer below. There's another one in the back. Oh, there's two. And again, because if you leave these worms in here and they turn into pupa, they'll be eaten right away by the beetles. And really don't want that. Now, I actually do give my beetles protein. I give them fish pellets. And they love them. And they'll continue breeding in there and doing their thing. Alright. Third drawer. Third drawer in the mini. Let's see how many beetles I have today. Same thing with the spoon. I'm going to pull them out. Oh, got quite a few beetles today. Quite a few. Look at all the beetles. Which is awesome. So I'll just simply take the beetles out here and put them down there. And I'll count how many beetles I got today. There's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 6, 7. And guys, guess what? All these shed skins, I also put those in with the beetles, and they eat that. And that, for them, is actual food and protein. They will go ahead and eat those shed skins for me, so don't throw those away. And sometimes you'll get ones like this that don't completely transform. This is going to sound cruel. It goes in the bin too. 8. Now continue counting these. 9. Alright, I'm going to finish counting these and pulling these beetles out, and I'll come back and tell you how many I got. So while I'm picking out the beetles, I also find ones that are dead or dying, like these two. See how it's turned black and it's kind of flattened out? This one is dead too, I could tell, because it's kind of flat like. I'm not going to throw this one out just yet. I'm going to wait until it starts turning black, kind of like this one. That right there is not normal. This one here is not normal at all, so I'm going to take that out. Because I know that one is dead. Alright, when they first hatch, I'll show you guys. When they first hatch, they look like this. When they first turn into a beetle. And then a few hours later, they'll be light like this. And then a few hours after that, they'll be brown. I'll zoom in and show you guys. They'll be brown like that. And then as they get older, boom, they'll turn black. And look at that. They're already eating those shed skins. That is a protein source for them. So, don't throw away your sheds. That is a free protein source for you. And when you put in your freshly molted ones, just I'm going to put them in gently because they're still very, very soft. You don't want to injure them. And I'm just going to scoop out a lot of those shed skins here. Not to keep the bin clean, but like I said, it's a protein source and the beetles will thoroughly enjoy it. And they're going to need the protein to make babies. Alright, I got this cleaned out. Let me show you guys what one looks like and what it's going to be doing right before it turns into a beetle. Alright, you'll see that one? I'm trying to hold the bin still. Let me hold it still with two hands. See that one flexing? Like that, up and down, up and down. I see two of them. Those are the ones that are getting ready to turn into beetles. So you know it's going to turn soon when you start seeing the brown legs appear. Just like with, let me get something to point. Where is it? Okay. Like this one here. That one here, how it's turning brown. That one soon will be flexing like these other two. It's hard for me to point and look in the camera at the same time. But those two right there are going to be beetles very soon. So tomorrow I'll have more beetles. And there's here's another one. Right there. Flexing. That one's getting ready to become a beetle too. So that's 3 beetles I'll have tomorrow. And looks some more. Yeah, anything that looks like it's dead or black or flat looking, I'll go ahead and take that out. But a lot of times I can't tell right away, like with where there we go. Like with this one here, I believe this one is dead. I really do. It's starting to get a little black on the edge there. It just has a dead look to it. Actually, just so I think that I might be right about this, I'm going to take this one out and put it in a little pot, and I'll see if I'm right or not. Got on my spoon here, and I'm going to set it right up there in that pot thing there. Okay. So you guys see how they're swarming all those shed skins and all that? If you want to clean out your bin, just sprinkle them in there. And your beetles will take care of that. They'll do the cleanup for you. And I don't throw the skins in there every time I go through my bin. Just when it starts getting a little full of shed skins. And I'll chuck that stuff in there, and the beetles greatly enjoy it, as you can see. Alright, moving on. Alright, I'm going to put this back in and put my new pupa in there. I'll also start scouting around and looking for any dead beetles and go ahead and pull those out. If you don't pull out your dead beetles, they will start to smell actually, and your bin will stink. And generally this bin pretty much just smells like it just smells like oatmeal. So I'll go through and pull out anything dead or not moving. And these guys, they do die off, but then if you do the system like how I'm doing it, your beetle production will be super duper good. You see how they're just loving that protein there. And I've been watching, like, I just pulled one of the freshly molted beetles that I just pulled off of. There was a couple others attacking it. I think maybe it was still a little too moist. So they were going after it because it's soft probably. If I start seeing that happen a little more often, then I'll wait until those beetles that have just molted, that are really pale and almost white, just like that one right there. Wait until they get a little bit darker, a little bit more firmer. I'm just watching just to see. It does help that I did throw the dead skins in there, because now they're happily munching on that stuff rather than trying to eat their their brothers and sisters. Oops, I just kind of breathed on them a little bit and freaked them out. I try not to blow on them. I'm just jaw jacking, and I just scared a few of them. Okay, let me show you the bottom bin now. Y'all are going to be blown away by the amount of mealworms in this bin. Look at that spot right there. Let me just show you guys. Oh, actually, there's some that are sleeping. Let me pull those out first. And then I'm going to show you guys how successful this bin is. It's very, very successful. I've disturbed them now. Let me just show you guys, look at all that. There's thousands of worms in this bin. It is super successful, and my system has proven itself. It works. I did not come up with this system, but just because I do take care of these guys, I make sure they have their greens. I feed them bug burger. I give them carrots. I give them greens. And I separate the sleeping mealworms, which I haven't seen anyone do that except for me. I have not seen anyone else do this. It's an extra step, yes, but your beetle production will be super high. So if you're breeding these guys and you need a lot of mealworms, if you do this, I guarantee you'll have more mealworms than you know what to do with. And I'm going to be helping my friend Nicolette. I'm going to be helping her daughter set one up like this. Her and her boyfriend have chickens, and they want to feed their chickens some mealworms. So I'm going to help them get set up on this system, and they too will be just as successful as I am with this. I mean, look at that. There's thousands, literally thousands in here. So they're going to be very well set up. But this system here, this is going to work. It'll work for you guys too. If you want to breed your own mealworms for your animals, and you don't have to buy them anymore, this system right here is going to be amazing. Now, you're going to have to put in a little bit of work. You got to put in the work to get this. This didn't happen overnight. But the results are amazing. It's hard to deny the results. Hard to deny the results. Look at that. You can't deny the results. I have more mealworms than my spiders can eat. Look at that, thousands of them. My bin is full of them. And then I'm starting on the second bin. And the second bin, now these are the older mealworms in this bin. I had to rotate it downward because there were so many. This one here actually has little tiny baby mealworms in there. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and give them a carrot in a little bit. But yes, this system actually works. It's awesome. So if you want thousands of mealworms like I have, if you have this 2-bin system, the 3 drawers, the larger one at the bottom, your mini one at the top, that way you can separate your sleeping mealworms. Make sure you protect them so that when they do become pupa, you can separate those. And when they become beetles, you want to get those beetles away from those pupa as quickly as possible, because you don't want the beetles to harden and start eating your pupa. Like I said, it's a little bit of an extra step, a little bit of extra work to get to this, but it's well worth it. It's very much well worth it. And it's going to save you tons of money in your own bugs. There's no smell. Like I said, you got to take your dead out. If it's something dead in there, it will smell if you leave all the dead things in there. You got to take those out. So the easiest way to get rid of the dead is to feed them. What I do is I'll put some carrots in there, and then they all will flock to the carrot or the bug burger. I give mine bug burger, morning wood, and carrots. They had morning wood yesterday, so I do it like every other day. Today is protein day. They got the skins and things. So, but what you got to do is you got to keep up on it. You got to really keep up on it. And if you guys have any questions, just drop me a question in the comment section below, and I answer all comments. I may not answer them right away, but I do eventually get to them. But if you have any questions, just ask me. Alright guys, I hope this video was interesting, and I hope that you guys, if you decide to do this, I hope it's as successful as mine is. And if you have any questions, just ask. All you gotta do is ask. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye.